Hello and welcome to Channel Sport this morning. Many thanks for joining us again. My name is Tayo Salam. This is what the show looks like. Of course, we're starting off with news. Fortunately, for Rivers Hoopers, that's Nigeria's basketball champions, they have been excluded from the second edition of the Basketball Africa League. We've got details of that, why, later on the show. Also on sport this morning, still talking the AFCON. Senegal, they're still celebrating. They've been rewarded with cash prizes as well as real estate for winning the Maiden Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon. Also on the program this time around in the NBA, that's basketball. It was a matchup between the LA Lakers and the Milwaukee Bucks, but ended in favor of Milwaukee, the defending champions, defeating the LA Lakers pretty convincingly. We've got details of that later on the show as well, so try and stick with us for the next 55 minutes. I'm not on the show alone today. I've got two guests with me. I've got to my immediate left, Eno Umo. Good morning. It's great to have you on Sport this morning.
Good morning. So glad to be here.
Fantastic. And further down to my left is Stephen Ibeli.
Morning, Tayo. Thanks for having us today.
It's great to have you. And if you guys are wondering what we're going to be talking about on the show, we're going to be talking about esports. We're going to be talking about precisely drone soccer. Imagine a lot of people are familiar with drone racing, but drone soccer seems like a new phenomenon, and that's why you guys are in the studio to let everyone know what this is all about.
It's awesome.
Awesome, really? All right, give it a go then. Let's go.
Well, no, it's really, really amazing that you have, it's really a combination of tech as well as sports, and that's really the amazing thing. And we were able to bring that to Lagos, to a very underserved community. Right. And that's what made it really, really special.
Okay, that's what makes it special. Let's come to you, and let's talk about the students that took part in this particular competition. What was the reception like on their parts?
So, of course, drones are a very, appealing and fun tool to use. So the fact that we were able to present this to students for them to do a fun, competitive activity.
Right.
But on top of that, of course, we're also focused on STEAM, science, technology, engineering, the arts, and math. Okay. So during this competition, they were able to learn how to build their drones, program their drones for a safe flight, and of course to control it through these hoops that they were going through with drone soccer. So it's really comprehensive, and we're just glad that they were able to come around and really accept it and take it forward.
Indeed. So the reception was definitely great from the students.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's try and go deeper into the African Drone Soccer Challenge itself, the competition itself that went down. Which students, how did you come up with the participants?
Well, we really wanted to bring STEM in a very practical way to the education ministry. And so what we proposed is STEM training. The drone soccer competition was the icing on the cake of this grant that we did. And we trained teachers in drone technology. We gave them lesson plans so they can bring this real practical STEM or STEAM training into the classroom. We also trained students in various aspects of science and technology: solar cells, cell phone repair, drone technology, and they were really, really excited because this was one of the first times where they actually could put their hands on these types of science equipment. Right. And I think another message here, besides the soccer competition, the drone soccer competition, was that we showed that bringing STEM into the classroom does not take a $20,000, $50,000 science lab. You can do it very simply and very elegantly, right, and really appeal to the students. It was amazing seeing these students' faces. Many of them had never seen a drone, they'd never touched a drone, yet they were flying them and they were repairing them as they were flying. It was really, really heartwarming to see, and we were very, very fortunate to have the great partnership of the Lagos State Ministry of Education as well. The commissioner came. She's not a football fan from what I understand, but I think she was won over by drone soccer.
Indeed, we're seeing pictures are coming from the events that took place, and I'll come to you. How easy was it, or how difficult was it for you to get the students to be able to operate these drones?
So we spent about 8 weeks training the students.
8.
Every
Nice.
Saturday we were, at one central location. We brought all 8 teams together, and for 4 hours each Saturday, we practiced, building, programming, and flying the drone. So of course, in the beginning, there were some steep learning curves, but
I could imagine.
eventually they were able to, control it. And you could see, from the video, I mean,
Yeah.
the skills that they have is just immense. So we're looking forward to growing, this program. There is an international, circuit as well. So these are opportunities for this sport to grow, not just here in Nigeria, but internationally as well.
Yeah, you're spot on. And how do we score this? I mean, since it's sport is all about us winners and losers, and
Yeah.
so how do we score our drone soccer?
So you either have a 3-on-3 or a
Right.
5-on-5 match, and out of that team, you have one drone ball. That's the striker drone. So
Okay.
they're the only one that's allowed to score. So of course, once they go through the goal, that counts as a point. But they also have to come back to the midpoint line for their next goal to count. So there are offsides. There are penalties. In each match, there's 3 sets.
Okay.
And between those sets, you have a 5-minute break period where you are supposed to repair and fix your drone.
Right.
So if your drone is not repaired, or maybe you have 3 out of the 5, you have to go forward, with those 3. So it's very intense. You can see the students kind of scrambling around trying to fix their drones and get ready for the next set. But that game kind of match atmosphere was definitely there. The
It
crowd.
was very tense, and even the teachers really got into it because the teachers
Exactly.
were helping their students,
Exactly.
and we actually had to keep them away from the court a little bit because they
Right.
were, trying to coach the
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah.
It's like Harry Potter. It's like Quidditch. You have to
Yeah.
basically put your drone through the goal, but it's very colorful, and also the sound. You hear the drones flying, and so you hear the sounds.
Quite an experience.
Yeah, no, it's a really great experience, and it's very, 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 very exciting.
Definitely.
In sports and tech sounds unique. Indeed. What about the audience? Would you say it's an audience-friendly sport, like?
Absolutely. I mean, we had teachers there, we had parents there, we had people that were just interested there. As I said, the commissioner came, the permanent secretary for the education ministry came, because they were so interested and attracted to this really interesting idea.
Yeah.
It's the newest world sport. And as I said, it really is a great entry for STEM. The other thing I want to mention, too, is that all of these teams were boys and girls, but they were all captained by girls.
Why is that?
Well, we wanted to really bring STEM to girls as well, and to show that girls can do technology, girls can do STEM. And indeed, with technopreneurs, the more diversity you have,
Indeed.
the better team that you have, the better product that you have, the better creativity and innovation that you have. So we really wanted to make this an equal, equal to boys and girls, and they did a great job. Some of those pilots were really, really amazing, even just after the 8 weeks of training.
Girl pilots.
Absolutely.
Sounds interesting. Anyways, the students that took part in the event, they've been reacting. They've been talking about the benefits of drone soccer. Let's take a listen to them. We'll come back for more with my guests.
I'm so excited and happy to be here today because this is a great privilege whereby other students are looking for this ball. I just thank the Lagos State government and the US Consulate for bringing this opportunity down to us. I learned quite a lot of things here because I got to know how advanced technology has been. I now have a wider range of knowledge about how technology and science is now used around the whole world.
I'm really excited about today because this is the first drone soccer game in Africa. So I'm really opportune to be one of the participants of today's event. And we have been training for 9 weeks. I think that is enough time for us to learn and to know a lot about drone soccer and how to play it.
I feel really great, it's fun. Even when I heard about it, I was like, I want to touch it, I want to touch it, I want to see it, I want to feel it in my hands. I've always seen it in film, so I just want to have it in my hands, fly it. And so when people ask me, have you flown on the drone? I'm like, yeah, it's flown like this, flown like that. Show them how it's being flown.
Because it allows us to use to get a lighting on the positive use of technology. So the impact it has made in my life, it allowed me to think critically how to use this drone technology to solve real life problems.
especially in the military aspect. And also, I want to be an OBGYN, which means obstetrician and gynecologist. So I could actually use this initiative of drone to help in collation of data and making a device related to the drone structure.
Wow. The benefits of drone soccer looks like they are wide-ranging indeed. You just heard what the kids said at the end of their interview. That's amazing. Also, the competition has been done to introduce drone sports to Nigeria. So what is next in terms of consolidating?
Well, we hope to keep doing this. I mean, we hope to keep having these tournaments and make them free, have people participate, make it a wider audience. The other great aspect of this drone competition was, in addition to the pressure of trying to beat the other team and to win and get to the finals, the teams are also competing for a STEM lab for their school.
Wow.
So the top 3 finishers of the drone competition won a $1,500, $1,500 STEM or STEAM maker space for their school. So they were not only competing for themselves, but they were also competing for their school.
Wow.
So it was just so intense, and the celebrations at the end were really, really amazing. But we do hope to expand it. We do hope to bring it to other states. But we also hope to really that the ministries, the education ministries around the South and in the North as well, think about bringing drones or bringing STEM in a simple way into the schools. Because I think we've shown that you can do it. And you don't have to do it with, again, a huge amount of money. And indeed, the Science and Technology Commission of the State House of Assembly traveled to Baltimore, to the Global Air Drone Academy, to learn more about how to implement STEM or STEAM into the classroom. That also included representatives from the Lagos State Ministry of Education. And so we're very hopeful that they will also bring those lessons back to Lagos and implement STEAM in a comprehensive way throughout the schools. I mean, we did this in Agege. If we can do it in Agege, we can do it anywhere. And that's really what's really exciting. These kids had never even touched a drone before Eno and his wonderful team trained them to fly. And they were some great flyers in that competition.
We saw the pictures.
Yep.
Interesting. So you did in Agege, you did in Alimosho as well too, and Ifako-Ijaye in Lagos Education District 1. So
exactly.
You've said you're going to expand it going forward. So which areas are you looking?
Well, we're looking at different districts. We're also looking at different states as well. We'd really like to bring this to Ekiti or other states, for example. This is one of many projects that the U.S. Consulate is involved in. We have another really great project in Oyo State where we're bringing art into the classroom and how teachers, even biology or chemistry, can bring art into the classroom to make it a little bit more creative. And so these are real parallel tracks here. Bringing STEM technology, STEAM technology, bringing art into the classroom makes it more creative, really makes the minds of the kids really inquisitive and curious to be able to pursue these fields of study.
Indeed. So educational benefits, that's checked already. And of course, the sporting benefits as well. So for example, drone racing is gone from 10 years ago. No one knew about drone racing. Now drone racing is a regular feature on ESPN. It's tipped to be the next big billion-dollar sport. And there's no reason why some of these kids cannot, go ahead and practice drone soccer as a career in the future.
Absolutely. Right? There are professional leagues already sprouting up. So South Korea was one of the first countries to play the sport on a grand scale.
Wow.
And now we have international leagues. So definitely it's a sport and it's a professional sport.
It is a sport, and really all those qualities from sports also came into play. Teamwork, relying on your team, doing things together. Leadership, right? I mean, there were just all these qualities. In addition to the science and technology piece, there was also that piece of what comes with all of sports, that grace in sports, that grace of winning, and also the grace of losing as well. And so it's just such a great combination of so many different qualities and factors.
Indeed, it's a win-win situation for all the students that took part and the ones that are looking forward to taking part in the future drone soccer challenge that's going to be coming up subsequently, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, guys. I want to thank you for coming on the show. Really appreciate your time. Do you have any last word before we go?
No, just you know, really wish the winning team luck. You know, they are eligible now to compete in the international drone soccer in the United States. So we're looking at that. But thanks so much for inviting us, Tayo, to let us come and talk about it, because we're so excited. It was such a great day on Saturday, and so we were so excited for all the teams. And congratulations again to the pace setters that won the competition.
That's the name.
That's the name.
Pace setters.
Yeah, very apropos for Lagos State as the pace setter state.
All right. How about you, Eno?
Yes, just, embrace STEM technology. The Global Air Drone Academy, we do have a presence here in Lagos and throughout Nigeria. So please contact us if you're interested in programming, and we're here to serve the youth of Nigeria.
All right, they're here to serve the youth of Nigeria. I want to thank you for coming on the program. Stephen Ibeli, that's the U.S. Consulate Public Affairs Officer. Great to have you in the show. It's also good to have you, Anna Umar. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Hope
Tayo.
We'll get you back soon, right?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
All right,
Thanks
guys,
so much.
so that's it for Drone Soccer, Sports and Tech. We need to take a short time out. We're going to see highlights coming from the FIFA Club World Cup. We'll see a match involving Alali and Palmeiras. Then afterwards, my guests will be joining me. You're welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Demola Ogunbono has now joined me, and together we'll be talking or taking a look at the rest of the sporting activities that took place overnight and that are taking place this morning. Demola, good morning. Always great to have you on the show.
Good morning, Tayo, and thanks for having me as always.
Yeah.
Sis is not around, so...
So we're flying together today. Of course, it promises to be a very exciting flight indeed.
I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely. All right, let's go to Dakar, Senegal, and give you updates concerning Senegal. The Teranga Lions, they're still celebrating winning their first Africa Cup of Nations title. And to this end, apart from, of course, we've seen a lot of these pictures already, but then the story coming out of there now is Demola that President Macky Sall of Senegal has awarded a special cash prize, prime real estate, and the country's highest order to the men's soccer team as they continue to celebrate their victory in Sunday's Africa Cup of Nations final against Egypt. Demola, $87,000 each for one player. We're seeing pictures out coming from the reception, and a 200 square meter plot of land in Dakar. He also added that they will receive a 500 square meter plot for a commemorative estate, a new futuristic economic and industrial hub around 45 kilometers from Dakar, where a new national soccer stadium will be inaugurated on February the 22nd. I mean,
Tayo,
they're going all out.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Tayo?
Tell me about it.
Are we too old already to go and miss
It's too late.
football?
I mean, they're going all out with the celebrations.
It's $7,000
honors.
Each, Tayo.
Each.
And plots of land in juicy areas of the country. Of course, well deserved by the players. The third time in the final, first time of winning.
Yeah.
You can see what that meant to the country as a whole. Dakar, the capital of Senegal, was agog. I saw clips during the finals where immediately Mane missed that penalty, and the president was, because he was anticipating was going to score, and they went all hands on head. You could see that they were all looking forward to it. It's been a long time coming for them. I'm particularly pleased, for the players. They gave it, as good as they got. Very, very interesting final as well. And as a whole, I think the competition was just fantastic. But for Senegal, I think, they're going to be playing the same Egyptians in the next month or thereabout. So I'm sure they'll want to go to the World Cup as well. They've been playing so well over a period of time now, and this just encapsulates, what they've been doing. And for the coach as well, they gave him time enough to build a proper squad. He's been there 8 years. He's been to a couple of finals. He's been to the World Cup, but this time around, he's crowned all their efforts with good success, and that is what just happened. And for the money, Tayo, I think I might still just go lace my boots and see if I can make some.
It's too late for that, bro. Wow, this is incredible. The pictures are coming from Dakar.
Interesting.
Thousands of people. I mean, it feels like it was the whole city that came out to welcome these guys. I mean, the national heroes and national treasures, no doubt about it. And the president is actually setting them bigger targets now about the World Cup.
Absolutely,
telling them to go really deep.
And the next Nations Cup is just, next year.
Yeah.
And I see these guys with training, of course, I'm sure they're going to keep a whole bunch of this squad. They're still pretty young.
Yes.
I'm sure they're going to keep, a whole lot of them. I'm sure. Don't let me say I'm sure, but I think they'll be there and about in defending, this, you can see what this meant to them. I remember when we won ours to 1994, Nigeria, I mean, when we won our, yeah.
Was it like this?
It was.
Was it like that? I don't remember.
It was. That was the first a Nations Cup I saw.
Okay.
I saw, and
Same here.
it was really, really interesting. So this being their first time, you can imagine what this meant to the whole nation. So I think they should be proud. The players should be proud. They've done themselves and their families proud, and they've got just rewards for all their efforts as well.
All right, so there you go. That's the message coming from the president of Senegal, Macky Sall, rather. So congratulations to Senegal, once again, the African champions for the very first time, and they'll be looking to defend their title next year in Cote d'Ivoire. Let's leave Senegal now and come back home and talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The Super Eagles did not make it past the second round. Was quite disappointing after a very good start, winning all 3 group games, but they didn't make it past Tunisia. They left the competition very early. And prior to the tournament, the NFF announced that Jose Peseiro was going to take over the team after the AFCON and prepare them for the World Cup qualifier against Ghana, but that's no longer the case. In case you missed it, the NFF are sticking with Augustin Eguavoen to lead that charge, as well as the addition of Emmanuel Amunike. A lot of people have been wondering, this Jose, what does he have to say about all of these things that are going on? And Jose finally spoke up yesterday, and this is what he has to say concerning the Super Eagles job. I read him quoting him: after weeks of negotiations during which news came out from the NFF that I will be the coach of the team after the AFCON, which I did not confirm. Things did not materialize because of disagreements on clauses, contracts, and financial matters. So those are the words of Jose Peseiro, trying to explain or trying to tell who cares to listen why he is not coaching the Super Eagles of Nigeria, despite the earlier announcements coming from the NFF. What do you make of all of this? It's quite, I mean, it doesn't reflect well on
it
on
doesn't.
the NFF
It doesn't tire, but I think I saw that comment, judging by the performance of, what Eguavoen did with the Super Eagles at the Nations Cup. Of course, I'm sure we'll have wished that it was named before
right.
they went, and then when that didn't happen, the stage is going to go there and observe and see how things are going to pan out. And then after, but I can't say authoritatively what, transpired, what happened. But we're hearing...
He's saying they never agreed on clauses, contracts, and financial matters. That's what the Jose Peseiro is saying.
But of course, we know better, Tyre. We know they'll put something out there. Of course, I don't have this on good authoritative grounds, but I'm sure that it is because of the performance of Eguavoen, at the Nations Cup. That was why, they didn't want to consider Peseiro any longer.
That's what what
I
really
feel.
Believe?
Forget what that's
okay. I mean, because it's two parties involved here. The NFF have actually said what you said as well too. That after seeing Eguavoen do very well in the group stage, and that kind of.
I think it's time for us to start believing in our own. Look at the Senegalese coach as well. He's been there 8 years. I'm sure he pleaded for time that he can make this work, he can make this happen. But the thing is, we are not patient enough, and we should learn to trust our own as well.
Football fans generally are not patient. I mean,
they are not. We know what the business is.
Was heavily criticized by fans.
It was
largely, mostly. But
I'm sure the same fans are singing his praises now to the highest heavens.
That's just the way football is. So, so if you're saying that Eguavoen is still in charge, for me, I just feel it's a situation of timing. I just feel there's really no time for somebody, a new face and a new voice to come in now and start preparing for a game against Senegal, Ghana, very crucial one.
Very crucial.
Exactly, two legs. I feel the timing is all wrong, and that's why they've done the sensible thing by going with Edwin Vaughan. Edwin Vaughan has always been around. He's a company man. You can put it that way. He's been in the NFF as a technical director. And the fact that his position is still being labeled interim shows you they've got plans going forward. We don't know what that is.
We don't know what that is. If shortly. The NFF are trying to play safe and trying to say, okay, if you don't get to perform as expected, you know, it's interim, not something permanent. We can easily just, you know, but I think Iguava has done, you know, so well so far.
So well?
I think it was, yeah.
So
I think,
would you consider a second round exit so well?
It wasn't too, judging
considering
from,
where we're coming from.
Exactly, Tyler. Judging from where we're coming from and the kind of football. We know that.
Well, you're coming from qualifying for the AFCON. Right, there was no issues.
But there you could see trepidations. You could see that the way the Eagles were playing, there's nothing exciting about it.
Yeah, I get that part.
Look at the game against I've forgotten the name now that we played, Sierra Leone, and we're leading 4-0 up. They came back 4-4. Tile, I went to the National Stadium when the Eagles were playing and I saw the match. It left much to be desired. Against Cape Verde, we struggled. You know, it doesn't. But then we saw the transformation when the Eagles played at the AFCON. I thought, oh, something indeed has changed, and all through the matches.
Then, when things really mattered, they flattered to deceive, and we're back on to the second round.
I wouldn't say the flatter to deceive.
I mean, it was against Tunisia. Tunisia decimated by COVID. They weren't playing well. They didn't have great players.
So many factors mitigated against us in that particular game. We got a red card.
Yeah, to whose fault is that?
I know, but even going a man down, you could still see the way we played.
Yeah. Sure.
That shows that there's something in that team.
So for you, what you're saying is you've seen enough in those 3 games at the AFCON to tell you and to make you believe that Edwin Vaughan has got the capacity to lead Nigeria into this World Cup qualifier against Ghana. That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying, Tyler. Right. And like you rightly said, the time frame is just too short now to start dilly-dallying and, you know, let's focus on what needs to be done. Let's get that ticket to the World Cup. It's going to be tough, but I think we can make it through.
We can make it through. Ghana, incidentally, as well, too, is still grappling with their issues. I'm not sure if they've confirmed Chris Hughton as a new coach now, or we're still waiting.
Chris Hughton or not, if they like, let them go and get Jose Mourinho. We are going to that World Cup at Ghana's expense. That's what it be.
All right, that's the message for Demola. We're not joking around. Nigeria must be at the World Cup, even if it's going to have to be at the expense of our Ghanaian brothers. All right, let's get on with the show now. Let's give you updates coming from the Creative Championship, and give you results and then fixtures of the games that will be played later today. In the star matchup between Imperial and Bagada FC, that game ended 3-0 in favor of Imperial. Fixtures results are going to come out first. Now let's take a look at the results, and we'll take a look at fixtures for match day 6. Dino SC 3-1 over Broad City. Beyond Limits and Atlantic Business played a goalless draw rather. Also, the match between Valiant and Emidio ended 1-1, while Danas defeated Igomu by 2-1. We see pictures are coming from matches played on game day 5. Bagada and Imperial, like I said, ended 3-0 in favor of Imperial. Demola, nationwide league sides are still playing, waiting for the official league to start.
I don't know if it's the picture, but I'm loving what I'm seeing as per the pitch.
Yeah,
looking very green and well maintained. I don't know where this is, but fantastic. Yes, really, really nice.
Yeah. Awesome.
These guys are, you know, they're going to do what they know how to do best.
Yeah, they just want to play.
Yes.
That's what they want to play. They don't care if it's the official league or whether it's an initiative of all the teams just coming together, you know, just to...
Opportunity for them to put themselves out there as well, for bigger clubs to come calling for them. So fantastic for the Creative Championship going on.
Indeed. Let's get post-match reactions are now coming from one of the star games involving Bagada FC and Imperial.
For us to not to concede in the first 15 minutes of the game, which we were able to do. Yes, we controlled the game after possession, in possession, and we were able to score 2 goals in the first half of the game. Coming back into the second half, we were able also to control the game, which was an impressive performance for us. Also winning against Bagada in the outbrand is not an easy task. Thank you.
There are no ways to sugarcoat it. It's a heavy defeat. Um, the scoreline didn't really show how much we played, but it was just terrible defending in some moments, and that cost us the game. So for me, we'll just have to get back to work tomorrow and start preparing for the next game.
All right, so Olajide Kinyelu, that's the coach of Bagada FC, are reacting after that 3-0 loss against Imperial. Let's take a look at games for match day 6. Imperial will look to build on that victory when they take on Danas. There's also Broad City versus Bagada FC, so they'll be looking to bounce back. We also have Emedino and Dino SC taking on each other. There's also Igomu versus Beyond Limits, as well as Atlantic Business versus Valiant FC. So we'll see how those games pan out, and I'll be sure we'll be giving you all the updates on the Creative Championship on our subsequent shows. That's it for Nigeria. Let's go to the Premier League now and take a look at the games that were played yesterday. Obviously, Manchester United fans are not very happy this morning because once again, they started the match very well and they have failed to win. They took on Burnley yesterday. Burnley are rock bottom, obviously, and they're fighting for their lives. And United went ahead through Paul Pogba, but they could not build on that momentum to get all 3 points. But first off, let's start with Newcastle against Everton. It ended 3-1 in favor of the Magpies. So the losing starts for Frank Lampard in the Premier League as the coach of the Toffees. Elsewhere, it was West Ham with a 1-0 win over Watford. So Watford are still looking really in a precarious situation in terms of avoiding relegation. And it ended 1 apiece between Manchester United and Burnley. Demola, let's talk about United and their travails and how they keep falling away and how they keep floundering, even though they're parading arguably the most expensive side in the world right now.
I felt for Manchester United yesterday because
why?
I mean, those goals that were being chalked off,
okay,
and they should have wrapped up, that game in the first half in particular. So the calls from the referee, though I don't agree with some, they gave explanations why the goals were disallowed. I think the goal for Varane should have, stood. The way he celebrated, thinking that he has scored his first goal for Manchester United, only for VAR to, rain on his parade yesterday. I felt for him. But then they were very composed in that first half. You thought Man U were going to go on and win the game. When Pogba scored especially, brilliant technique and brilliant goal by Pogba, by the way, after fine work by Jadon Sancho
and Luke Shaw,
on the left. But then when Burnley eventually scored, you could see them growing confidence. The way they pass the ball, move the ball around, for a team like Burnley, of course, they're playing at home with the support of their home fans. Fantastic result for them, and they're fighting for their lives. So I think my United as well, they should have known that, see, we're going here for the kill. Go there, get a 3-point. But these guys are fighting for their lives, and in the Premier League, you go to away grounds, you have to be at your, at your best to get maximum result. But fantastic result for Burnley. I think it was well deserved, especially in the second half where intricate passing in the middle of of the park, and the goal by Rodriguez, I think it was. Fantastic technique, fantastic finish, and his strike partner did a fantastic job. Let the ball down for him, and the goalkeeper in goal for Man United, what's his name again?
David De Gea.
De Gea couldn't do nothing about that goal. Fantastic goal, by the way. So
for United, obviously the top 4 is the target. Once again, they look like they're going to end the season trophyless because the odds of United winning the Champions League, you know what that is already. It's very unlikely.
It is.
So top 4 is the challenge, and even in the race to finish in the top 4, we've seen a lot of games under Ralph Rangnick, and they haven't been convincing. We're talking of a United side that have some of the best players in the world, and they just can't seem to impose themselves on inferior opposition.
When the coach of Dortmund, Chelsea now,
Thomas
Tuchel and
Klopp
as well, both Germans say they both learned from Ralph Rangnick about his Genga football and high, press and all that. might not have struggled this season. I think they have their work cut out. Ever since Sir Alex left, I really don't know what is missing, because the caliber of players they've been signing are, huge players on huge amounts of money.
Exactly.
But the performance leaves so much to be desired for a team as huge and as expensive as Manchester United. They've struggled and they've flattered to deceive so far this season. Making that tougher is going to be difficult for them.
It's going to be difficult.
I think they have it in them to pull it out. With all the...
They've got the players.
Yes.
And talking about players, Ronaldo was benched.
It was.
It's quite strange.
Well, I say quite strange. He celebrated his birthday a few days ago. Maybe they just thought...
Ronaldo
okay.
wants to start every game. Everyone knows, you know that.
He wants to, but then again, I don't know if the choice was right for Ranić to start
Obviously, it
Cavani.
wasn't right because it dropped points.
They dropped points, and see, mind you, they have their work cut out for them this season.
Yeah, they do. Indeed, they're fifth on the log right now. That's Manchester United, 39 points from 23 games. They're battling with West Ham, Tottenham, and perhaps Arsenal for that final spot in the Champions League places. All right, that's it for Manchester United. Someone is back in the Premier League, Christian Eriksen. A few months ago, last year during the Euros, when that terrible, scary incident happened, no one, we were just worried for his life. We weren't thinking about football again concerning
I had
Christian
my heart in
Eriksen.
my mouth on that particular day watching that incident.
It's safe to say everyone felt the same way as he did. But thankfully, Christian Eriksen has made a recovery, a very good recovery. Fortunately, he couldn't continue his career at Inter Milan because of strict rules concerning,
policies, yes.
Cardiac issues in that country. But then, Brentford have decided to bring him back. And it looks like we're going to be seeing Christian Eriksen play one more time in the Premier League.
It has to be said that Brentford have signed a very, very interesting, very, very gifted player in Christian Eriksen.
Okay.
I'm particularly pleased that he's back. I'm sure his home country now, I was watching one documentary where they said the whole country now is supporting Brentford. They're all Brentford fans now, as a result of Christian Eriksen, being signed for Brentford City. And you could see the quality that he's going to bring into that team. He's a quality free kick taker, set pieces, fantastic at that. His passing range, his eye for passing, and his shot from distance as well. He has that all in his arsenal, and I think it's going to come good for Brentford, who are more or less struggling this season. But against the Manchester City side, they will play later tonight, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think, they have their work cut out for them, because I see Man City as a clear favourite in that game later tonight. But I'm particularly looking forward to see how Christian Eriksen is going to come into the team and make play for them.
All right, fingers crossed. We're looking forward to seeing the return of Christian Eriksen to the Premier League. Good luck to the Danish Maestro. All right, let's move on with the show now. And unfortunately, all right, we need to go on a break right about now. When we come back, we'll be telling you about the unfortunate situation involving Rivers Hoopers and why they will not be going to the second edition of the Basketball Africa League. That's going to be after this timeout. You're welcome back. Just yesterday, the Basketball Africa League announced 12 teams that will be featuring in the second edition of the tournament. But unfortunately, and conspicuously missing from that list is Nigerian champions, Rivers Hoopers. Not because they're not a good side, not because they couldn't have qualified, but because the sporting authorities have refused to put their house in order.
Yet again,
this is such a shame.
Yet again, Tayo, the internal wranglings going on in the MBBF has reared its ugly head again, and in the process denying this, young, hungry, athletes to go and make something good of themselves. These are guys who've been training for years, putting all the hard work in, and to see that being, washed down the drain is really, really sad. We've been saying this time with that number, that the interests of these players need to be at the front burner of whatever policies these guys have. Yes, you are more or less the board directors and all that, but these are the guys who are playing. These are the guys who are suffering the effect of all the bad policies being going on in the country. And I think the sport minister has to step in and, do something about it. It's
sad,
painful.
it's a shame.
It is. Most of these guys, this is their livelihood as well, and
exactly.
they are being denied opportunities
and
to make something of themselves.
We all recall that when the NBA and FIBA, started this competition, all to provide opportunities for African basketballers.
We are being our own worst enemy here.
Do you understand? Like
that's
crazy.
Really sad.
It's crazy for a team for Nigeria, obviously one of the best basketball playing countries in Africa, not to go to this competition. I think it is a very, very, it's a disaster for me.
It is disheartening.
And we had Queen Mosef on the show just last week.
And you could feel her passion when she was here and talking about it, and you could feel all the pain, all the anger, because they've put so much work in, they've invested so much. Yeah. And then for these boys to go and play and showcase the talents and sell themselves and make their country and themselves and their family proud, and a good livelihood. And this has been
taken away from them.
It's really sad.
That's what it is. It's being taken away from them. This opportunity is being taken away from them, from the sporting authorities who are supposed to be looking out for them.
I don't think they have this guy's best interest at
heart. It doesn't look that way, because if they did, they would have found a way to reach a compromise and ensure that Rivers Hoopers
It's been
don't
4
miss
years
out.
or thereabouts.
Yeah, that we have a proper league. I mean, it is very, very sad. I really hoped then that they will find a way to ensure that this it doesn't get to this stage. But apparently,
we've been hoping for 4 years now. Something drastic has to be done, and fast too.
When you say something drastic has to be done, that's by who? The ministry.
Of course.
Yeah, but it looks like.
And if the presidency has to get involved as well, call these people to order already.
Okay.
Lives are being
wasted,
shortchanged because of all this.
Yes, that's what it is. Wow, it's sad. It's just a shame that we're still talking about the basketball crisis. Is now affecting the players tremendously and starting to affect their livelihoods as well. Hopefully, once again, all these issues can be resolved as soon as possible, so basketball, the game itself, can take center stage. There's World Cup qualifiers coming very soon as well, too. We know the issues that the players, the Tigers, are having with the federation. Still so many issues to be resolved in the basketball fraternity in Nigeria. We're hoping all that can be done as soon as possible. Let's go to where there's no drama. It's all excitement. That's the NBA. They just focus on playing and giving us the best moments on the basketball court. Games that were played yesterday night and this morning. Of course, a star matchup is between the Nets and... Okay, that's not a star matchup. The Nets are still floundering. They're losing. They've lost 9 in a row now. It's incredible what's going on in Brooklyn. But before we get to Brooklyn, let's talk about the Phoenix Suns. They are still on fire. They're still very hot. They defeated the 76ers by 114 to 109. Devin Booker once again leading the way for Phoenix. The Indiana Pacers were defeated by the Atlanta Hawks 133 to 112. The Nets, like I said, they've now lost 9 in a row. They were defeated by the Boston Celtics 126 to 91. Elsewhere, there were wins for the Memphis Grizzlies, the New Orleans Pelicans, the Dallas Mavericks, and the Denver Nuggets, as well as the Milwaukee Bucks. And the Trailblazers were defeated by the Orlando Magic 113 to 95. And last but not the least, the Timberwolves recorded a 134 to 114 victory over the Sacramento Kings. Let's quickly focus on the Bucks and the Lakers. Demola, so Giannis had played like he had a point to prove in this particular matchup. Scored 44 points on 17 of 20 shooting. It was sensational. They couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop the Greek Freak on the night. Not LeBron, not Anthony Davis, not anybody on the Lakers side.
Fantastic double-double, man on fire.
That's what
Giannis Antetokounmpo is proving to be right now. Yeah. This was how, or I won't take anything away from LeBron James, by the way, at 37 or 38 now. Still 20 games straight, 15 games straight scoring over 20 points. Yep. That's a record in itself. The same thing for Giannis Antetokounmpo as well. Fantastic athletes these guys have been. But it just shows that the torch is being passed now from the old to the new, not necessarily saying that LeBron is old. I'm just saying in terms of if you're
LeBron
still
is not
churning out,
spring chicken.
if you're still churning out such numbers,
Still a great player.
you know.
Yeah.
But you could tell that the touch is being passed now from the old to the new, and Giannis is blistering hot right now. Of course, defending champions. They're playing with no fear. Of course, if you have that man in the middle, of the pitch for you, Giannis, for the 4 point,
you got a very good chance of winning.
Massive.
Of course, the Bucks also got 23 points from Bobby Portis, including 5 3-pointers. Let's get post-game reactions that come from that game first. We'll listen to Giannis Antetokounmpo, then LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Not necessarily. Obviously, when you make shots, the game is a lot easier. Looks a lot better. So I know I'm going to play within my strength. I'm going to try to get in the paint. I'm going to try to get my teammates involved. A lot of DHO, a lot of rolling, a lot of try to go for the first rebound, get to the free throw line. I know I'm going to do that. It takes a lot of effort to do that. But sometimes when you start making shots, you feel better about yourself. You defend better. So yeah, there's going to be games that I make shots. There's going to be games I don't make shots. Today was one of those games that I make few shots.
They were making a lot of shots. They were more physical. Played with more pace, transition, every facet of the game. They beat us in. And when we dig ourselves a hole, everything has to go right. And we came out just like the Knicks game in halftime, and kind of got us together. Fourth quarter, put a run together. But like I say, at that point, everything has to go right when you behind the 8-ball. And we had a run, then Portis hit a 3, and it's just when you're on the run and they make a big shot, kind of deflate, but we shouldn't even put ourselves in that situation.
No, it's about one game, taking one game at a time. Can't worry about, game 27 at the end of the road. You got to worry about, the moment and our next opportunity to get better tomorrow night in Portland. And we had some good moments tonight versus defending champs, but obviously for the course of 48 minutes, they have more moments than we had, obviously, in the show. Showed in the box score, showed them some of the plays on the floor, but some of the best, one of the best things about the NBA is, less than 24 hours, you get to redeem yourself and be better.
As LeBron James and Anthony Davis are pretty much accepting or admitting the superiority of the Milwaukee Bucks in that game, and they just want to move on to the next one.
And I really appreciate his humbling nature when you accept. There's a lingo in Yoruba. I don't know if that is
Go ahead.
He accepted for his oga. That the Milwaukee Bucks were better than they were, on the day, but that they have an opportunity to make a win count the next game. So he humbly accepted that they were beaten by the superior team in the Milwaukee Bucks. So good one for Lakers then.
Indeed. So the season started with the Brooklyn Nets and the Lakers being tipped as the two teams are to meet in the NBA Finals. But right now, the Brooklyn Nets have lost 9 in a row. They are 8th in the Eastern Conference, while the LA Lakers have lost 4 of their past 5, and they are 9th in the Western Conference. What that means is they're not even in the playoff picture right now. Of course, there's still games to go after the All-Star game. They might eventually make it into the playoffs. But the point I'm trying to make is the two preseason favorites are struggling very, very badly right now. It's just what makes sports very exciting. The unpredictability or nature of sports is what really gets fans to be excited about it. And that's what we're seeing in the NBA this season.
Absolutely, Tyre. I was rooting for Nets because of the quality of players they have in there. But the issue with Kyrie Irving hasn't helped matters with the Nets, and they've had,
And the injuries as well, too. This game that they lost against the Celtics,
and
no
KD. There were talks as recent as this week, James Harden being traded and all that. So that instability there is definitely going to affect them on the pitch of play. I think that's what is playing out. But 9 straight losses, not good enough. Not good enough for the Brooklyn Nets.
Horrible. Courageous. All right, before we close the show, let's take a look at the papers. We have Complete Sports. We also have Sporting Live. I was going to take a Complete Sports. Guavon and Munike can deliver World Cup tickets for Nigeria. That's according to their former teammates, Mutiu Adepoju, Babangida, talking about the appointments of Guavon and Munike. Eagles, Black Stars to clash in Abuja. That's going to be on March 27th. That's the second leg, so we're still waiting for the GFA to confirm the first leg of this crucial fixture involving these two
I was hoping that would be in Lagos style. I was hoping that would be in Lagos style.
But you should have known it was going to be in Abuja.
I was looking forward to it.
Come on. You're going to have to travel to Abuja if you want to see that game. That's for you and that's for the fans out there as well. So I want to thank you for coming on the show, Demola. I appreciate your time as always.
Thank you very much, for having me. Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Taya Salam.